What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your girl Kendaya. Chilling here with Team Random Five. Now, Team Random Five. These guys are my kids. Yes, I have 5 kids, and they started a group and a magazine, and now they're actually getting out to do a summit where they speak on different things that kids have to deal with, or just thoughts and random stuff that goes through a kid's head. I guess that's what it's about. But they'll pretty much be able to better enlighten you. Um, Over this past week, we had a family emergency. My 2 older sons were assaulted by a group of individuals that were older than them, and one of my sons was hospitalized temporarily. And so today, instead of us coming at you guys and making you laugh, which we probably still will, of course, because we're good at that, um, we'll be talking about fears that a parent has to go through, fears that a child has to go through, and just being afraid, and different ways of conquering it, or um, being able to talk to someone to sort of get over a lot of them. So first off, we're going to have everybody introduce themselves. We're going to go from youngest to oldest, and you guys, when you speak, well, first off, hey, you guys.
Hi.
Hey, you guys.
Hi.
And so first off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say our names, our age, and we're going to give a couple of our hobbies to the people out there in the world, so they can sort of get familiar with your names and your voices and your coolness. So let's go ahead and start, shall we?
Oh, sorry for the Okay. My name is Samuel. I'm 11 years old. My 2 hobbies: like to get on the computer and play games on the phone.
Okay.
My name's Emmanuel, 11 years old. My 2 hobbies are I like to draw. Second one, I like to get on the computer and make.
My name is Katara. I'm 13 years old. My 2 hobbies are writing music and reading a book.
Reading a book? Is it reading a book? Or you want me to answer it? All right.
I'm El Tariq. I'm 15 years old, and my 2 hobbies are drawing anime and doing digital animation on the computer.
My name is Safir. I'm 16 years old, and my 2 hobby is drawing art and just like sing.
So as you can see, I have a nice little age range difference going on. So you'd be amazed at some of the opinions that I get, asking 5 different kids with 5 different views questions. So that's what we're going to do today. Basically, today we're going to discuss and get answers from youngest to oldest on how we feel about what happened to our family this week. Because like I said, it's still me as a family. I mean, as a mother, as the head of the family, because I am a single mom. It's kind of difficult to fathom. Like you think when you send your children out, or when you trust your children enough to go somewhere or whatever, that you trust that the world will give them that type of love and protection. Now we know that in actuality, that's not certain. That's not true, because the world is what it is. It's the world. And if it was predictable, if we could determine every little outcome, then it wouldn't be called life, So I'm fortunate to have my children still here, and, they're recovering, and really we're finding ways to really still grow and progress despite what has happened. So, Samuel, what when this happened, and this is the first thing I want to know, like when you first heard that your brothers were hurt and that one of them was on their way to the hospital, how did you feel about that? If you could think of Like if it were you that someone called and said, you know, Samuel Fear's on the way to the hospital, you know, how would you feel? Or how did you feel?
Well, when I heard that Soccer was in the hospital and he got beat up, what it made me think about the good times we had. Because he died, which he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me think about all the good times we had.
Okay.
And I felt that I was very sad and didn't feel so good. So what I wanted to do and what I felt like doing was walking up to that part with those bags of clothes and knocking everything out in the face with those bags of clothes.
Okay.
And after you like that, somebody came up to you and you were drawing, knocking your stuff on the floor, taking your headphones and breaking them, and then leaving you there, beating you up.
Right. Okay. Emmanuel?
Well, when I heard that Soccer and TJ got beat up and that Soccer was going to the hospital, I just felt very, very sad. I was scared to go outside for one. And in my head, I was just feeling so sad that I really didn't want to cry. I really didn't want to cry in public. So I held in the tears, but then when we went to the hospital, and Tito was telling them what happened, I'm just sitting there trying to hold in all my tears, and I'm not trying to let them out. And I'm just happy because Safir really isn't that hurt. He didn't have to stay there. I'm happy that he's here now. And that's it.
Okay. Tara?
When the incident happened, I wasn't happy. I was sad on the inside and also a little bit mad when that happened out of nowhere. And I was also crying in the inside for hours. And then I didn't want to cry on the outside because I'm a big girl now and I gotta learn that by force.
Okay.
And same with Sam, I would have at least snuck the metal bat. I would have snuck the metal bat and went to the park and went laughing. But I didn't want to do that because if I would have done that, something would have happened to me.
Okay.
And I don't want anybody losing their life over something I might do. And I'm glad to have all my brothers here all together. I'm glad to have my mother after all the rough and tough stuff we went through. And that's it.
Oh, Tariq?
Well, I was one of the people that got beat up there, so I feel terrible about the fact that Safir had to be put in the hospital.
Yeah, the hospital.
And, well, I feel terrible at the fact that it just came out of nowhere. We were just sitting, drawing, doing brother stuff. We were, spending our time together as brothers. And they just came out of nowhere and just beat us down and took our stuff. So, yeah, I feel terrible at the fact that I wasn't there to protect him, or he wasn't there to protect me at the same time. But at least we tried. And I'm glad that we're okay.
I'm glad that you're okay, and I'm definitely glad that you at least tried. That speaks volumes. Okay, we have the man of the hour sitting here with his neck nice and braced up. Look at him with his handsome self. Oh my God! Can I borrow that when you're done with it, Safir?
Can I sign it?
Exactly. Can he sign it? Go ahead.
I'm the one who got hurt.
The most?
The most, actually.
Yeah.
But I feel upset because I saw my brother getting hurt. and I don't want nobody to hurt my brothers or my family members.
Yeah.
And at least I'm alive. Actually, I'm glad about that, and everybody's alive.
Right.
So I'm just making sure I'm not gonna let that happen ever again.
Yeah. So anybody can answer this question, because we just heard from a parent's perspective, from each one of the children and their age range, probably some of the things that went through their head and how they felt about us going through this experience of violence in our lives. If you could say anything, and I before I even get to that question, I'll ask another question. Do you think that this incident that you've experienced, do you think that you're going to be now more afraid to go to a park, or are you going to be more afraid to be out there in public? How did this affect you from that perspective? And anybody could answer.
Me?
Katera?
Me, I felt like I couldn't walk in public, but the sticker I had on my shirt had Mommy's face on it, so I would look wherever I go, or wherever I go through, my mom's here with me. Either not physically, but picturally.
Picturally? My mom's not here physically, but picturally, you see her. Don't act. But yeah, but it's just spiritually, like, my heart goes out with you guys. I pray that you are okay whenever you're out there, or that if anything happens while you're out there, that at least bring you back to me alive. This is a mother's prayer. This is a mother's prayer. I don't care what her child has done, what her child is doing, even if she doesn't care. In her heart, she asks the Creator to actually watch out for her child, change them if they're doing wrong. You know what I mean? So to even see this happen, my whole thing, just bring them home alive. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing with me. I just want my children with me. I've had you with me since forever. So I don't know how I'll be without that, if that forever ever shortened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what advice do you think that you could give someone? Because like she said, she was afraid to go out. TJ, what about you? Like, after it happened, how did you feel? Were you afraid?
I was sort of afraid that if I ever stepped out to a park in particular, that it might happen again. But I let it go. So no, I'm not afraid to do that anymore, because it might not happen again. Sometimes you can make the future happen.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to, just let what the past happened, what happened in the past, go and move on to what might happen in the future.
Okay. What about you, Safir?
Well, certainly, I'm not afraid because I'm still here, at least.
Right.
Even if I disappear, even if I die or that happened, I know I made it somewhere good.
Right.
And I'll always be smiling every day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I don't even care what enemies come towards me, unless I'm going to learn something.
Okay. That's what's up. What about Sammy and Emmanuel? Either one of you?
One question. Okay, since they were talking, I forgot the question. What was the question?
Have you been smoking before this summit? What I told you about that?
Okay.
Stop it. No more.
Okay,
Say no.
I'm just speechless.
You're speechless. I mean, were you afraid? Like, they came, they called us. We had to gather up stuff and rush to the hospital. I mean, did what happened to them make you afraid of going to the park or being out in public or anything like that?
No.
No?
No, ma'am.
Why? Why no? Just no, ma'am. Why no, ma'am?
Because stuff that happens really can happen again with someone else, and they just wanted to make me not. Well, I'm not scared to go back out there because it's like.
Never really thought about that question.
All right, you his twin. Fill in the blank. Because y'all have the twin power thing. It's a lesson
in school.
Right,
You
okay.
get an F, better luck next time.
Okay.
The reason why
That was spoken from a child who only gets
I'm
only
kinda-
half from his mom. But anyway, okay, great.
I'm kind of scared, but not scared. You know I'm not scared because I'm going to be taking martial arts classes, of course, yeah.
Okay.
But the reason why I am afraid is because what happened to them, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to go to a park. I just don't want to go to a park. I just don't want to sit down. I don't want to swing. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to stay in the house or
Mhm.
stay in the gate. And what happened to them, made me scared to go check the mail. Like, go outside and do stuff alone.
Okay.
And that's really, really scary.
All right. So cool. So final question of the summit today, dealing with the fear, and discussing that. If you had to give kids in your age range advice, or if they would have to hear something encouraging from you, say they witnessed something and right now they're scared. You know, the first thing, I was terrified. I did not know the condition of my children. And until I saw the condition of you guys, like, that was in my head. So imagine a person, you know, they're going through that, or they're about to go through that, or they haven't been through it, but just a thought. What type of encouraging word would you give them for their lives, man? You know?
I said that don't be afraid. Just understanding people, when people do hurt other people, I understand that. But do not think about that, because if you keep on thinking, like I learned from The Secret, it's going to come to you
Right.
in the future. All you gotta do is just be happy and just ignore bad guys and that stuff. And make sure you watch your back to make sure.
Okay.
Two things.
Okay.
One, Pet Taco said don't be afraid. And something's going to happen to those the people who did it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't worry. Don't try to deflect that them yourself that something's going to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
What goes around comes around. Second thing. I just got the second one. You can go.
Did you smoke again?
No, it's not.
Don't you gotta stop this? Okay. Say no, Sam. What happened?
Me, like, I'm just trying to say, is that, like, if you get hurt or something, and, like, if you're in the hospital, you don't have, like, if you have somebody else in your family, you don't have to, like, just sit there and say, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get revenge, oh, yeah, they gonna get bad. Just don't do it. You could just sit there, be happy that he's still alive.
Okay.
But if that hospital thing go wrong, then you gotta stop being worried. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that if something bad happens, just try to hold in your tears. Just wait till you get there and let it out.
I remember the second thing.
Okay, knock it out.
If you, people out there, you see somebody getting beat up, don't just stand there and look, wow, that's really happening. You go tell somebody that person's getting beat up. You don't just sit there and look at that person getting hurt on the ground. You go and tell someone so they can stop it. Okay, I'm finished.
I am. So some kids don't listen to their parents, and then bad stuff happens to them. So I'm saying, listen to your parents more often, because they know what's right for you, and they don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Okay, repeat that one more time. Say it louder.
Some kids out there don't listen to their parents, so I just totally forgot it.
Totally forgot it.
She totally forgot
I know
it.
what you said.
Well, you did. Hey, it's recorded. So, hey, the first time y'all didn't hear her.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
basically said what she said was,
She did.
listen to your parents, because a lot of times your parents knows what's best for you, even though you might not think so.
One thing.
Now, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not trying to say that because I'm a parent, but I'm just saying. All right, LTJ.
Okay. the thing is, don't let bad things scare you, okay? Because, like, you see, some bad things happen to you, and they try to make you scared to do exactly what you want to do. Like, for instance, moving on in your life and getting started on your career, or, starting on your path of what you want to be in the future. Don't let bad things stop you or block you from doing what you want to do. You just move on. Don't be afraid to do exactly what you want to do.
All right. And this is advice from Team RanDumb5. My favorite set of children in the whole wide world. Why? Because they're mine, of course. But I learn from them, and they surely teach quite a bit. I think that in my life, I've learned more from watching and observing my children and their actions than I have just with my regular adult mind and being in adult situations. I found myself that sometimes if I sat and I watched my children and how they responded to certain things, it would help me in my life. And actually it has. So a lot of times we think that we become so much of an adult that we can't learn from our children, and then our children thinks that we're too old, so they don't learn anything from us, when in actuality all we have to do is build a bridge towards each other. When you have an adult on one side that wants to give the child advice, and then you have a child on the other side that really doesn't listen, it's up to both of you to actually take that time and really talk about your differences and start building that bridge towards each other, so that you have better communication skills and be able to talk to each other about just about anything, because that's how we are. We talk about just about any damn thing. It doesn't matter to us. So, I give encouragement to those who have been through what we've been through. It's just a test, man. It's a test. If you came out alive, then you came out a hell of a lot better than a lot of people, because a lot of people went in alive, but they came out and they weren't here anymore, And so you got to look at that. This is an experience, but this is not your demise. This is not the ending of anything. Okay, so we've gotten off of that. We've taken a breather. We still got a couple of minutes left in our segment. So we want to go ahead and I guess talk about Team RanDumb5. What is that? What in the hell is Team RanDumb5? What is that?
Random stuff.
Random.
Basically.
It's just random stuff you think of.
Like
random stuff who thinks of.
What kids think of. Like, what kids think.
Like stupid on their heads. And like children,
like somewhat disgusting things, somewhat what girls think, all this other stuff.
And
all combined into one element.
And
which is randomization.
Okay.
One thing I don't know is I didn't create.
You did?
I did, but I don't know.
Okay.
What it's about.
And
wow.
it's basically like.
I won't put you on camera now. No interview for you, buddy.
Here's a random question. How come children give teachers an apple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't the teachers get the students the apples? Why don't they do that?
So this is some of the things that you guys cover. You guys cover stuff like that. I mean, what else do you have? I mean, you have your cartoon.
Yep.
That's getting ready to come out. So guys are going to be able to catch your stuff. They're going to be able to see your work because you guys made your cartoon.
Yeah, and
you guys designed your comics. You did everything yourself.
And we're doing a little dance. We're supposed to learn dubstep moves. We're supposed to learn dubstep dances, but
okay, who's a dancer in here? Raise your hand. Okay, I have Emmanuel, Tariq, and Katera's raising one finger, so that means she's almost there. That one finger, I'm almost a dancer. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool.
TJ has dubstep. He has dubstep music, but it's just that we need something to connect the radio and the computer to.
So you can pull the music up. Yes. All you need is a flash drive. Mommy, can we get a drive? Yeah. Like, seriously, the whole radio. But thank you. The world now knows that all you need is a connector to connect and get your music. So I got you. So, but Samuel, if you could say, let's do everybody, okay? Safir, everybody. If you could think of one word, which describes Team Random 5 and what Team Random 5 is all about, one word in your head with your vocabulary, because all of you have extensive vocabularies. You probably know more words than I do. And that's fine. I'm not jealous. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start from youngest to oldest. Let's go knock it out because we only got a couple more moments. One word.
Which will be
Awesome.
Awesome. All right.
Me. Amazing.
Amazing. All right.
spectacular.
Spectacular.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Let's say fun.
Fun.
Entertainment.
Okay. So I'm about to throw the last word in from what I've seen you guys do. And I'm going to say spantabulous.
Yes.
I just made up spantabulous.
Yes.
Is that in the dictionary? See, I just messed up. But anyway,
Very fusion related.
it's what?
Very fusion related.
Very infused. It's a lot of stuff just all.
Yeah.
Bunched up in a book or in something.
Okay. For a person to step in a book?
I guess so.
How would you, people step in books? Do they fall in them when they
I
open the
don't
book
know.
and step in it? Or you
No.
a book is a whole new land. So this is
like a whole new world.
so question, is this encouraging kids to read more? Do more?
It's encouraging kids to, like, everything, like, you could think of, like, school learning, recipes,
Mm-hmm.
and random stuff. Yeah, it's all in one book. Even comics.
Yeah, it encourages them to read more. It encourages them to, if you want to, do what it is you want to do. If you want to get ready, like for instance, if you want to be an astronaut or you want to be, not particularly an astronaut, but
Maybe an astronaut. I want to fly.
like whatever you want to be when you grow up, you can be it now. All you got to do is just.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so wrapping this up because we only got a couple more minutes left or whatever. You guys, after this summer, I guess mommy and you guys will be visiting local schools and other places and sort of telling people about Random 5. So one word from each one of you. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about knowing that what it is that you have in your little head and in your little hearts is actually your thoughts are actually going to be shared with other kids? I mean, how do you feel about that, Samuel?
I feel like that's you about the kids.
Yeah, in that Spanish language or whatever language that was that you just spoke, that one. Emmanuel. You don't have this. Hey, go ahead.
Randomized. That's it.
Ew, he's making up stuff. Tara?
Excited.
Excited. Awesome.
Makes me feel awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Safir?
Surprise.
Surprised. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the twins who just messed up the whole thing. Samuel.
Fantabulous.
Fantastic.
Be, awesome.
Okay, cool. So one more word, yes or no? Are you guys, does this make you afraid? I mean, you're getting ready to sit in front of kids, hundreds of people, students, parents, kids.
Nope.
It might help my stage fright.
It might help your
Yeah.
stage fright. It just might.
It might not be scared.
I'm not scared.
Cool.
Never.
Awesome.
Said
Awesome.
Before.
Basically, if I go on stage and I cannot see my mom, I would be scared.
Oh my God.
I
Well,
know what he said.
okay, what he said. All right.
I
So
know.
you guys, wrapping it up, we've spoken on Team Random 5. We talked about, I guess, some issues that we went through in our family this last week, which only, by the way, has gotten us closer to one another and opened up our ways of love and communication to one another. So it definitely hasn't harmed our family. And we thank you all for listening. Listen out and look out for Team Random 5. They're on the rise and they got a mama right now. So we love you guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Follow the 5 fingers to funny, y'all. 5 fingers to funny.
See you later.